All right, once again, we are back on Cephalid Breakfast. We're going to try something pretty much the same as what we've been doing before. I have now, I top aided the Legacy 1K that I played in on Saturday, so that was awesome. Did not get past the top 8. I played Cephalid Breakfast, I played Stifle Knot, and then I played, let's look at I sent Phil a text that showed me all the decks, so okay. So I played Stifle Knot, then I played Cradle Control. Had a really intense game against Cradle Control. The last, the second game of that match took a really long time, and I was like sitting there with Cephalid Illusionist using its secondary ability with Nadu and like accruing value that way, but like really like every play was just like kind of try and make the deck work, and it was like super close, but I was able to pull it out. Then I played a friend of the show, Dave Kaplan, on Demir Tempo. And he got me on that, and then the next round I played against High Tide. I beat High Tide, and then I drew into the top 8 from there. And then I played another Stifle Knot deck in the top 8 and lost that one after 3 very intense games. The second game was insane. But with that said, we're going to go into the league. Nothing has changed since the last time. I do now own 2 Tundras, so I have changed the deck so that reflects the reality of what my deck looks like. So we'll probably have a little bit better record than we did on the last one. Definitely check out the last one. There was a lot of really cool interaction, especially that what was it? The Storm deck was cool. But also playing against, but also the Stifle Knot match was really excellent. I learned a lot there, and that definitely helped propel me forward. Playing in Stifle Knot as my first round opponent in the 1K the next day. So let's get into the league, and we'll check out what's going on. Hey, I just want to give a quick shout out to all of our Patreon supporters out there. Thank you to the Durdle Maniacs. If you want to be a Durdle Maniac, go to patreon.com/EternalDurdles and help support the channel. It keeps things going. It keeps things updated. Thanks so much for watching. On with the show. All right, so we won the die roll. Let's see what we've got here in our opener. We're going to check for lands and spells. Well, we have the full combo right here with a Day's backup, which is not the worst. I think this is a keepable hand, even if it's not like perfect. I would love to see one of these lands as a cantrip instead, or maybe a Force of Will would be even better. But we're going to keep this on the play, and let's just try and jam the combo and see what happens. All right, so in this particular scenario, what we want to do is put ourselves in a situation where our opponent cannot wasteland us off of the turn 2 win. So we're going to play Flooded Strand. We're going to fetch a forest with the Flooded Strand. Sorry, plains with the Flooded Strand, a forest. Yeah, we'll fetch a plains with the Flooded Strand, and we're just going to start out with our Nomads in Core. Actually, just thinking about this here, of course we decided to play 2 islands, so we couldn't do what we really want to do, which was get a Tundra. Now that I think about it, because of the days that we have in our hands, could protect the Nomads, but we'll just see how this goes. Opponent starts with Ancient Tomb. Ancient Tomb, Sphere of Resistance. Okay. Spells cost 1 more, apparently. Changes nothing for me. I could actually get rid of this, right? So that's just how this works. If I spend 2 mana, that removes this. I think I'm going to do that. Yeah, it sure does. Let's get in. Just throw in some damage. All right, Sphere of Resistance. So that's a deck that is not a tier deck. We don't know what's going on really here. Hopefully our opponent doesn't have anything that they can do, but we do have Force of Will with Days to toss into Cephalid Illusionist, so we could get this game. Passing to the opponent. Throw down a forest and pass turn. All right, we are going to jam the combo. So let's start with putting out, let's throw the Urza Saga down, tap it, tap Cephalid Illusionist, and we have the counterspell back up here. We might just have it. Let's find out. Just jam the combo. Sometimes that works. I don't know what's happening, but we're going to go through our main phase just to drain the mana out of our opponent's pool. Okay. Now we're going to do the combo. If they have it, they have it, but I'm pretty sure they don't. My opponent is certainly letting me go through the combo on that sweet. All right. There we go. I'm going to let this happen. We also don't have any interaction at this point, so it's all, does my opponent have some 0 mana interaction in the blind on game 1? That'd be pretty wild. And mill the final one out. And we will go to cast Dread Return, targeting Thassa's Oracle. Yeah, there we go. Opponent scooped. Okay, so we don't really know what our opponent is on, but they are green mana Ancient Tombing with crop rotation. So we have that amount of knowledge. Bring in Tamio. I feel like Nature's Chant is going to be worthwhile here. Possibly, I think a Pithing Needle just to maybe see what they're up to. I'll throw in 2 Consigns because it could be Eldrazi. I just don't think it is. It seems like it probably lands. But the Ancient Tomb's really throwing me off. So maybe we throw back the Tamio there. If they're on lands, let's remove 1 Misty Rainforest. I don't know that we need Fairy Time Raveler here. And let's remove 1. All right, we're going to remove 1 Swords of Plowshares, and we'll see how that works. Okay, this is not a keepable hand. Obviously, we don't have any mana. So we're going to mulligan this. This is better. And again, we've got a turn 2. We're going to keep this. We're going to keep the Prismatic Ending. Let's put the Brainstorm back because we want back up here. Expedition Map. Okay. Let's Flooded Strand into Tundra for this one. And we have the backup now we can ditch Nadu to back it all up. So we're going to get the Tundra. Wasteland is my worst situation right now. Thespian Stage. Okay. Well, it looks like the opponent is not going to be able to deal with us just turn 2ing the combo, I think. If they are, they are. You know, what are you going to do? Cephalid on the stack. All right, Force of Vigor targeting Shuko. Masaiju targeting Shuko. I will say yes. Let's get a Tropical Island. And I should have gotten Prismatic, something that I could have done with the Prismatic ending. But here we are. They were able to deal with it. Okay, sacking the Expedition Map to go get a land. Expedition Map gets a Caracas, which I'm not too worried about. We got a Swords. Soul Guide Lantern. That's fine. I'm okay with the Soul Guide Lantern. Hitting the Force of Will. All right. So, let's think about this here. I think I care more about just getting this Soul Guide Lantern off the board and not allowing them to use it as a way to get rid of my graveyard. They can exile our graveyards. It's fine. Now, I have Nature's Chant. Of course, I might as well attack in. See what kind of damage I can do there. With 2 cards left in my opponent's hand, there's not a ton that they can do. That's not like, oh, I'm just going to win the game with a 20/20, which I can, a lot of times I can deal with. So they had 2 pieces of interaction. That's just, it is what it is. Sure. Sphere of Resistance isn't the worst thing for me, and I can play through that. Ugh. It would have been great to get a Nadu. Winged Wisdom into play, but we're gonna have to wait a turn on that. So right, it costs 4, I think now. So we will swing in. All right, this sets us up fine. They're actually playing into our days now. All right, end of turn. Let's chant that away. All right, now we're just gonna cast Nadu and let them bounce it every turn, and we'll draw a card every time that it gets bounced. I'm not gonna attack here because I think that might be dangerous. Now, opponent's going to Caracas. I'll get an extra card every time they Caracas. Yeah, into that. Okay. Well, that's another card I don't want. We're going to go ahead and not allow that to be cast. Yeah, we hate that. Definitely don't want Choke to be in play. All right. So, let's put a Tundra out there again. And part of me is like, all right, let's throw Nadu back down. Now we can attack in again. We have to. Choke ends the game for us. So, let's not have that hit the board again. Pithing Needle. Okay. Pithing Needle's fine. They have to decide if they want to take Shuko or Core. I would choose Core in the blind. Nomads in Core. They chose Nomads in Core. Exploration's fine. They'll probably bounce Nadu here. Okay. So, things to do here. Number 1 is let's attack in. Make them do that. Okay. Cool. We got some damage in. Then let's cast Ponder. All right. So, there's a Core Nomad, which is sort of a bummer, but we have Urza Saga as well. So we're going to do this. Put the core on the bottom, then put that, then Urza Saga. No, we'll play the Urza Saga, of course, and now we'll pass turn. All right. So with that said, we're going to target him too, because that gets us a little bit more value. Okay, so that's going to put the land into play. We're going to fetch and let's get a plains here, and then we'll get something new and another illusionist. Okay, now that bounces it back to our hands. We're out here trying to outcard our opponent, so we'll see what happens here. Another Thespian stage. Pithing Needle. Interesting. For sure. Okay, we're going to play Pithing Needle. I think the smart play here is to name Caracas, right? Then we play Nadu and pass the turn. All right. Now we get the Shuko. Let's tap this for mana. We don't need a guy. Oh no, we're out of Shukos. That's not great. Fail to find. Rough. All right. So, man, did I take the Shukos out, or did he exile the Shuko? The Shuko got exiled, didn't it? Let's see. Yeah, Shuko got exiled. That's rough. Okay, so we have to find a way to get rid of the kind of is what it is. To get rid of that's fine. No, that's okay. Yeah, we're gonna get rid of that. This is not an ideal situation, obviously. There's nothing we could have done there. We're not going to tap our illusionist because we want to use the illusionist to draw cards. Okay. All right, so they copied the Thespian stage onto another Urza Saga. So they have two Urza Sagas. They can do like the Urza Saga beatdown plan here, but I have the ability to kind of stifle that situation a little bit through my illusionist. Illusionist is going to target itself. Sometimes you have to do this. You have to just target the illusionist, have it mill. We'll do the draw first and then mill. Sorry, we'll do the mill first and then draw. Doesn't matter. All right, so let's crack this. We're gonna do the archive here. I think we want this on the bottom, honestly, or in the graveyard, I should say. All right, we've got a consigned to memory. I can play another illusionist here safely as just a roadblock if I have to. All I did by playing that Urza Saga was allow my opponent to have a way to beat me, which is rough. Thankfully, I do have this consigned to memory to stifle the that trigger, so they're not going to get the value out of the second Urza Saga, which is awesome. Okay, so let's see here. That's fine. Okay, now, all right. So from here, I want to stifle. I just want to cast this to target the gains part. So they're not going to gain anything anymore. All right. So they copied a plains, which is fine. I don't care about that. All right. Drawing cards here. A Force of Will. We'll take a Force of Will. Flying in with Nadu. Expected. We're happy about that. Now we can target Nadu twice, which is excellent. So on their turn, we can actually we can target two things. Which is great. We've denied them the ability to get us with Urza Saga tokens. We have the Force of Will. They get to search for a 1-mana artifact. We're not too worried about that. Go ahead and search. I don't love it, but whatever they search for, like say it's a expedition map and they make a 2020, we can block that with Nadu, so we're not too worried about that. And it looks like they don't have the extra expedition map in their deck. All right, end of turn. Target myself. 1, 2, 3. Let's draw first. Here we go. And then we'll do this again. Targeting this. 1, 2, 3. And we'll draw again. Okay, sick. We'll take another beater. 24 cards left in the deck. We got plenty of cards left to make the opponent nervous. All right. So now, what are we looking at here? We have a nice grip. I am going to ponder here because what we really want is the other prismatic ending. Or consigned to memory is also nice. Let's shuffle this. We also haven't looked at our graveyard to see if we've milled that. Use Ponder's ability. Yes. All right. Didn't want to dread return our hand. Let's look at our graveyard to see if we put the other pending in there. We milled. We sure did. We have 2 pendings in there. Okay, so the only way that we're going to get the quote-unquote combo kill here is by doing the thing here. Okay, so we're gonna swing in. Opponent has to keep making things happen there. Okay, now MoxField, the attacker, of course. We get a little bit of value out of that and go to end step. And we're going to discard this Dread Return. We don't need that. Okay, what do we got here? You're copying. What are you copying? I just don't. What? Making another one of those? Oh, I hate that. Okay, so they get to keep doing that, which is not great for us. I did not realize that that was the thing, but now I've learned. Absolutely the worst. Port. You got it. See, the thing is if they try and they can't trade damage with us. All right. Targeting this guy, doesn't matter. We're just trying to get all the cards out of our deck at this point. And we're going to get that Hedge Maze. That's one more card. Put that in the yard. So right now we have a 5 on the board. We have 5. So that'll be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 6 cards in the graveyard would win, or 6 cards in the deck would win us the game, assuming they can't remove something from the board. I think we're in a solid. Yeah, that's fine. You go ahead and you tap that land. We're gonna crack this, get that last land out. All right. And that will do it for us because we're gonna have the ability to block. We don't need to attack them. Assuming they don't have, some way of hitting our graveyard or hit it, it doesn't matter. As long as we can counter they'll make another one of them guys, that's fine. What are you doing? You go ahead and you copy MoxField, that's fine. We should be able to clear out the rest of our deck this way. Okay. Attacking, blocking, and blocking. Come on. We're not blocking with that. No creatures. Okay. That's going to not block instead. We'll have this block. Okay. Now, I'm going to target this guy. 3. 3. Do it like that, just in case. All right. Milling, drawing. Yeah. Target this guy. Milling, quote unquote, drawing. Okay. All right. Now we'll just throw down a Thassa's Oracle and win the game, assuming that my opponent doesn't have something they can do, which would be a wild thing to have happen. They would have to get rid of a lot of stuff. All right. Go into their main phase. This is one way to take this deck down. Like, you can win using this ability. It sometimes is a combat trick that is effective. And, a knowledgeable player will continue doing this as their plan, even if the Pithing Needle makes things tough. We're just going to tell them no. You don't get to have that as an option. What would be really funny is, I can't get that. Unfortunately, I can't cast Memory's Journey right now, which is a bummer. If they have a second one, they could catch me out on damage I'm taking. That would be the real bummer. So my opponent is in a whole do the thing situation here. I wish I could just remove my graveyard from the game somehow. All right. So we need to set a stop for ourselves here, and we will cast Memory's Journey during our upkeep. End step. Blue. Let's go with white for Memory's Journey, targeting me. Let's do 1, 2, 3, and then we can counter the triggered ability if that happens to happen. If they have another swords, because it might need to be the thing we do. But we can Memory's Journey again if we really have to. You got it. Opponent is pulling out all the stops here. I think this is a scenario, where we're going to consign to memory Disruptor Flute. Can we get a concession, for God's sakes? All right, they cast another Disruptor Flute. We're going to counter that. Draw a card. Playing the Thassa's Oracle for the win. We got it. That was a crazy one. Finding the right high-end cards for legacy, vintage, pre-modern, or old-school Magic can be challenging. That's where friends 3-for-1 Trading come in.
3-for-1 Trading is one of Europe's top Magic the Gathering retailers with an incredible selection of premium singles, sealed product, and even full sets, all available with free, fast, and secure worldwide shipping.
They add fresh inventory every Wednesday with weekly deals and discounts. So whether you're hunting for that elusive piece of power, a legacy staple, or something spicy for your collection, they've got you covered.
First high-end orders over $500 or 500 euros, use the code EDFREE to get free worldwide shipping.
Check them out now at the number 3, the number 4, the number 1.gg/ED. That link takes you right to the shop and helps support the channel.
Huge thanks to 3-for-1 Trading for supporting the legacy community. Now back to the show.
All right, we won the play again. Amazing. What we got in our hand here. Man, 5 lands, not ideal. Urza Saga, Daze, Ponder. I'm almost tempted here to just say screw it, and we'll try and make the Ponder make our hand work. We're playing Fenruscloud. Okay, so Fenruscloud's been on bank control lately, so it might do us to be on the Urza Saga plan. So I'm gonna keep this Urza Saga hand, and we'll see what happens. I think Saga is actually really good for us against a control deck, and we might just go that route. So I Fenruscloud mulligan to 6. All right, starting this game off with Island Ponder go, right? Can we make this hand better? Nomads, Ponder, Swords. Honestly, I kind of am okay with this. Let's put the... I mean, all these cards are fine. We're going to eventually shuffle away the Swords, I think. So we'll do Swords, Nomad, Ponder, and we'll keep these. This is action, and we can also make sure our opponent has to be threatened by our Daze. Oh, uh-oh. This might be blue, white, red control. Little Jess guy. Certainly not Infect. Okay, so now we know what's going on. Our opponent is on Sneak and Show. We need to remove that stop, unset that stop. Okay. Yeah, I think the thing to do here will be get that Plains, play that Inkcore. Then we're gonna Ponder. Ooh, I like that. Unfortunately, that's rough. So we're gonna shuffle this because we're not gonna see a green land for a while, and as nice as Nadu is, not being able to play it, it's no good. So we're going to use the ability there. We got a Brainstorm. It's not the worst. We can at least play around a Soul Land into Show and Tell, but this is going to be a rough one. This is a matchup that I feel like I'm a bit of a dog in because they do have an excessive amount of card advantage that they can lean into. All right, City Traders, jamming, stock up. I'm going to Daze the stock up. We don't want that kind of card advantage happening. If our opponent decides to Force of Will or Daze for value, okay, cool. So, well, there's that green land I was talking about. All right, we're going to throw down this, attack in. All right. We put our opponent in sort of an interesting position where they have to play another land soon. I'm surprised that the Ancient Tomb was tossed away. All right, what we got here? Stock up. I am going to Brainstorm in response. All right. Gross. Let's put a Misty. Sorry, not a Misty. Yeah, let's put a... All right. Not ideal because what we're drawing next turn is not great. But we can use that Hedge Maze to get rid of the land. Absolutely not great here. We're just drawing more and more lands. Significantly bad for us. Okay, so let's throw down a Hedge Maze. Opponent got to do the stock up thing. So that feels absolutely terrible for us. We're going to put that in the graveyard. We don't want it. And I guess we'll swing in with this Core Nomad again. Really getting in there with the Core Nomad. Our plan was initially to go Urza Saga against the control deck, and we have failed that miserably. Now, here comes a Show and Tell. Yep. All right. So, I think what we want to do here is play the Urza Saga. Yeah, there's an Atraxa. This is absolutely terrible for us. So, let's see what gets revealed here. No Force of Will specifically, and Flusterstorm is not live. Though they'll probably get a... honestly, Flusterstorm's not going to be live if I get a... yeah, so we'll have to see what Fenruscloud takes here. I mean, it seems like you would want the Flusterstorm, Show and Tell, Sneak Attack, Lotus Petal, and probably a blue source that you play, and just try and protect your Atraxa. Man, I really wish that I had access to Swords to Plowshares right now. All right, so we got, Tarn, Show and Tell, Brainstorm, Sneak Attack. Yep, that was to be expected. So will they play the Tarn is the real question. Ponder, looking for some kind of a Force of Will situation. Ugly, ugly hand for me. Opponent is looking for some way out of this. I have to assume that they've got a Force of Will somewhere in this mess of cards. 10 cards, good God. Let's see what Fenruscloud discards here. That will give us a little bit of insight into what's going on. I feel like Sneak Attack is a card they just don't care about. Okay, Show and Tell. There you go. Okay. Drew a Dread Return. Just miserable. Okay, so play a Mystic Archive. I mean, we'll keep this on top, right? There we go. We'll just pass. I mean, it would be wild. The thing that sucks is it doesn't even matter because we have the Dread Return in our hand. So it's like, even if our opponent had no interaction, it would still be terrible for us. Yeah, we'll take that damage. The fact that we didn't see a hard counterspell is the best thing that could happen to us. Like, we have to... okay. We have to play the mill plan here just to... Yeah, we'll see. Okay, Sneak Attack is in play. I mean, it's a literal worst-case scenario for us. Yeah, it's fine. All right, we're going to cast Cephalid Illusionist. Yeah, there it is. Okay. Like, come on. We knew that wasn't going to happen. We do want to see what the next card is, though. Let's see what the next card is. Just, yeah, of course. All right, we'll begin sideboarding. That was not a great opener, honestly, especially against this deck. We had to change our plan on the fly. And that's the pitfalls of playing against an opponent that... All right, we're going to bring in Force of Negations, and we're going to bring in Consigned Memories because we can get rid of... We can get rid of Atraxa if we have to. Fairy is fine. Tameo early on is fine. Hydroblasts are okay. Worm's Chance are not great, but maybe. I don't know. Okay, so Prismatic Endings aren't doing anything for us here. I'm gonna take out 1 Illusionist, 2 Nadu. They're not super pressuring our life total here. I mean, honestly, the cards I would take out are 1 Shuko here. I'm going to take out a Saga. I'm going to take out 1. Now, we want to keep our basics in because their plan is probably to pivot to basic hate. So we want to be aware of that. Honestly, I'm going to remove... All right, we're just going to play 1 high. We don't need that many Hydroblasts. Okay. That's what we're going with here. I really need to get a better understanding of how to play against Sneak and Show now that is a deck that I'm kind of constantly going up against. All right. I will be on the play once more. I'll keep this. This is a Island Ponder Go kind of hand. It's not ideal, but I think in order to play around Magus of the Moon, we have to do this. We could have, done the Memories Journey plan, but we don't need the Nomads in Core to stay in the game. We can play the Shuko. So Island it is. We're going... Oof. Yeah, that's rough. We're going to throw them all back and use that shuffle ability. We did get another land, so that's good. Okay, so they're playing around Days. All right, Cavern. Interesting. Okay, so let's play the Meticulous Archive. I kind of want to... Nah, we're going to get rid of that. It's not good enough for us right now. And we will play Shuko. And now it's my opponent's turn. I don't think we really have to worry about using Memories Journey for anything other than a pitch. Fetch Flooded Strand to get a Thundering Falls. Surveil. Emrakul shuffles back into the deck, I guess, is a thing that you want to do. But maybe that tells me what? That Fenruscloud has the creature in hand for sure. I am going to return this to my hand. 10 days. Force of Will gets me. Okay, great. Love that. Now I could have tried something different here. But I think just getting the value out of the Meticulous Archive is where I kind of want to be. There is the Nadu. We're going to keep Nadu on top, and we'll pass through the turn. Now, the hope here, we obviously know that our opponent has a fatty in hand. Chances are they also have... Okay, where are we at here? Okay, so things are looking great for me. I'm going to Brainstorm. All right, let's do this like this. We're going to do Flooded Strand Nadu, right? So that we draw the Nadu. We're going to say Wizards. We're going to say green mana. There we go. Can't counter it. Oh, I got there. Amazing. I'll take it. All right. I think I was okay with this plan. The Nadu is not ending the game, honestly. It seems like Fenruscloud was in a spot where that was kind of the one-off, let's just try and make it work situation. I think I want to take out the Dazes here, because I'm no longer on the play. We'll put in an Illusionist, we'll put in a Nadu, and just go from there. Let's pray for Mojo. Ew. This has Tamio as my turn 1 play, and I have Force of Will. I don't love having the Dread return, but like we can figure that out. We're gonna keep this. Okay, Ponder. Island Ponder go, right? We'll play Tamio. If they counter Tamio, I am gonna let it happen. 100% okay with that. Ooh, now I don't know. All right. So I'm gonna put Tamio into play off of this island. Okay. Now I have Force. You want to go for it? Okay. Damn. Rude. Okay. I'm gonna pitch Force of Will. Oh, amazing. Okay. We're gonna get that. All right. And we're going to attack with Tamio. Here's a question. Should I buy a turn? That's tough. No, I think it's smart to buy a turn here. See another card. Maybe it's a Force of Will. We'll get a Plains. Upkeep. We're going to cast Form's Chant. Form's Chant on the stack. Opponent brainstorms. Okay. We are safe for 1 turn. Archive. Ooh. That's not going to do it for us, actually. We'll put that into the graveyard. Yeah. Keep attacking in. I should have pitched the Nadu to the Force of Will, honestly, now that I'm thinking about it. Because then I kind of need Force of Will against my opponent here. Okay. We're going to get to draw a card. Great. Love that. Okay. We're going to put Maze down. Force of Will. Okay. We're going to keep that on top. We kind of need to. All right. Now we'll attack. All right. We'll get another and we'll pass turn. Now we can draw that other Force of Will if we need to. And then next turn, we are golden. At least for a little while. Okay. Opponent has the mana. We are going to draw a card. We're going to cast Force of Will, pitching a Nadu. Ugh, rough. Okay. Not the end of the world. We're going to get to put Nadu into play. Okay, that's great. So we can bounce that back to our opponent's hand on our turn. Okay, so step 1. Let's make people afraid. Okay. We're going to draw all of our cards here. We're going to bounce that dude back. Okay. Yep. And we're going to yeah. We're going to go ahead and get another island to brainstorm. Put back those Narcomoebas. Don't need those. But that flips her over. And we will be plussing. Well, this is the end of combat damage. Plus, and we'll play a Flooded Strand. And we will pass turn. Let's just get that Tundra out just in case. You got it. Got it. All right. Well, good game. Fenruscloud. That was rough. Hey, Legacy fans. Since you're enjoying the show, please like and subscribe to the video. It helps the channel grow.
Support Eternal Durdles on Patreon so we can create even more content and cover events.
Patreons get an ad-free RSS feed, 4 bonus episodes a month, and Discord recognition. Join the Durdle Maniacs at patreon.com/eternaldurdles.
Now back to the show.
All right, we won the play once more. Amazing. So let's see what we've got here. I don't know anything about Pyramid of Greatness. This is not a terrible hand. Obviously, it's doing one thing exactly, but we have both pieces of the combo and a backup piece for each piece of the combo. Hopefully, they're not a combo deck, and we've got some serious resiliency against some removal here if we can make that happen. So let's try and see if we can keep this and see what happens here. So we'll start. We have to sort of lean into the fact that this is not a Wasteland deck. If it is, we'll pivot from there. But let's just start with a core, show our opponent what we're doing here, and go from there. Passing the turn. All right. They start with Ancient Tomb. Hopefully they're not Eldrazi. That would be bad for me. But one thing we can do, okay, Chrome Mox. So this is some kind of like Black Saga Storm, maybe? Maybe a blue Echo of Aeons deck. Let's see what happens. What are they exiling? Fury. Okay. This is trouble for me. Yeah, they're going to get that into play. Okay, so we're looking at Stompy. Not great for me, honestly. But let's see what we draw here. Another Nadu. Amazing. All right, we're going to do that. And I think we just pass turn here. We're not going to attack, obviously. Not in the greatest position against Red Stompy is probably like my least favorite matchup for this deck. After Stifle Knot. All right, so they're ticking up their Saga. They're going to get to discard 2 cards, draw 2 cards. Almost invariably, they're going to have removal for my Nadu. So that's bad for me. But I don't know. I have 4 Nadu. I feel like I win a poker hand somehow. Opponent discards 1 mountain, draws another card. It's probably going to be something brutal for me. Oh, God. Here we go. What we got here? Broadside Bombardiers. Absolutely the worst case scenario for me. And a Chalice of the Void. Hateful, hateful stuff. All right. Man, I wish I had a way to affect the board. I'll make them sacrifice stuff. We don't want to choose blockers. Let's make them sacrifice stuff, even if it's just a treasure token. Yeah, of course. There we go. Okay. All right. We're going to get a Hedge Maze. Hedge Maze. Oh, we're going to keep that on top. Maybe we can make this work. And we're just going to throw an Illusionist into play. Oh. Yeah, that's fine. Throw an Illusionist right into play. And, throw an Illusionist. Throw a Nadu right into play. And, just make them kill it over and over and over again if they can. We have a chance here. It's not a huge chance, but there is a direct possibility that my opponent it would have been amazing if they didn't kill the core and I just was like, okay, we're doing it. But we're going to have a tough time in the sideboard here. Yeah, they're going to get to attack in. I'm obviously not going to block because if I do block, they're just going to throw something at the Nadu. So we kind of just have to take the damage right now. There is a chance, albeit a small one, that we get to keep playing Magic, see what they cast. It's got to be something huge. Yeah, One Ring, sure. One Ring will not stop me from winning the game. So I don't love it, but I'm not absolutely worried about it. Here's a Red Blast. Nope, Fury. Okay. Sundering. Destroy the land. Why not? Then I can get a basic land tapped. I will. Let's do... yeah, we'll get an island. Kind of is what it is right now. Oh, yes! Look at me go. Watch me work. Amazing. All right, so we'll drop our boy Core Nomads down. Guys, we got snookered. Oh! Absolutely terrible. I didn't even think to see that. Doesn't matter anyhow. The game is over. All right. We'll begin sideboarding. All right. So, I feel like we need those consigns for the One Ring as well as other things. Force negations also for the One Ring. Hydroblast, of course. Man, Tamiyo is another 1-drop, I suppose, and just something to overload their Nature's Chant. Something to overload their Red Blasts. We'll remove one of these guys. We want to keep all of those. We want to keep all of these because we actually do need them. Let's remove 1 Misty and 1 Island. Okay. We want to. We're on the play, so we want to keep those daisies. Let's just get rid of the Memory Journey. I haven't really been using the Memory Journey against anybody lately, and it hasn't seemed like it's been hyper good. All right, 3 more cards. Good God. What do we think here? I don't think that Fairy is really where we want to be. And all right, I'll get rid of 1 Ponder. We need to get rid of 2 Ponders? Come on. Ooh. All right, I'm gonna get rid of 1 Urza Saga. All right, let's try that. Of course, we'll take the play again. Look at our opener. It's not amazing, but it's not the worst. I think, honestly, I'm going to mulligan this. I need the Thassa's Oracle in the deck if I want to win fast. So let's do that. We'll mulligan. All right. It's not better, per se, but these are all cards that are fine. We're going to put the Dread Return on the bottom, and we'll just try and 1-2 them. Maybe we'll get to 1-2 them. Opponent is deciding whether or not they're keeping 7. They kept 7. I'm going to keep. And we get to start with a Tundra. And I think we want to Ponder here. And we're going to... Okay. This is rough. If they have a way to just disrupt me on mana, I lose the game immediately. But if they don't, I think we're okay. Okay, so we're going to do land, brainstorm, fetch. Don't use Ponder's ability. We're going to try and like just jam this on the third turn when they tap out, I guess, is our actual prayer. Here comes a Chalice on 1. Or even worse, like if they just do Magus of the Moon, then I can be like, oh, and the game's over. Okay, cool. And in that case, I should have just kept the swords. Yeah, there's a Blood Moon. That's absolutely terrible for me. And we're gonna scoop it up because we can't get past that. We saw what our next few cards are, so it's not necessary to sit there and try and make that work. That's just bad content. Eternal Durdles is proud to be sponsored by Moxfield. Moxfield is the best Magic the Gathering deck building website on the internet. You can create, share, and find decks from Commander to Legacy and even fan-supported formats like Pre-Modern and Old School. You can see all of our decks on our Moxfield. Follow the links below to stay tuned. All right, we have won the die roll again. All right, I'm going to keep this. I'm going to keep this. We're going to look for land, though. Let's do island. I have no idea what Buck is doing here. All right, play this. We're going to get a island. We don't want to lose to a wasteland, and we have access to brainstorm here to find more land. Okay, great. So what we'll do is we'll put back Narcomoeba. And we'll put back an Urza Saga. And what we've got here is a turn 3, even through any sort of wasteland situation, and with Daze and Force of Will back up. So I love that. Opponent play, not what we want to see. All right. We're going to counter the Undercity Informer. All right, our turn. All right, we've got to end this game as fast as possible. So let's get that Core Nomad out, pass turn, and then just try to get Cephalid Illusionist online. We have a Force of Will here, so if our opponent just is trying to make a thing happen, we can win this. Okay. Well, I think we've got this one. We're going to go ahead and play a Cephalid Illusionist, and I think we'll get a scoop out of the opponent on that one. Yeah, we sure did. Great. Okay. Game 1's the hardest one to win, guys. All right, so against this deck, there's a couple things we need to keep in mind. They love to pivot. So we need to play things that will stop them from turn one-ing us. We want to stop things that will play things that will stop them from doing their Thassa's Oracle shenanigans. Deal with their graveyard as we can. I like Soul Guide Lantern here. Pithing Needle, less so. Orum's Chant is interesting. All right, so now what we don't need is prismatic endings. Unnecessary. Let's take out 1 Teferi, 1 Nadu, maybe 2 Nadu. We're not being threatened with mana denial here, so we can shave a couple of lands. We might actually shave 1 more land. Go down to 17 and take out a Saga. Saga's a little slow here. And we'll take out 1 Shuko. Okay, so we are hyper aware of their A plan, but their B plan is to play some giant creature and off of like Dark Rituals and just leave us naked. So we're going to keep in our Swords of Plowshares and see how we can do from here. That is not a keep. We're going to mulligan that. Okay. We can keep this hand. We'll put back the Brainstorm. Actually, we'll put back the Narc. They're going to get to go first. Hopefully we can Force of Will. What we got here? Opponent down to 4 cards. Wow. They're just going all the way. I think we've got this one. Down to 4 cards is going to be tough. Looks like they're probably going to stay at 4, unless they're asking a lot of questions of their hand. But I don't think they can fight through a Force of Will. Yep, Thoughtseize. Well, they're going to get to Thoughtseize or Force of Will, but they don't have the combo. With 2 cards in hand, I think we're in great shape. All right, so we're going to play that. So if they happen to cast Dark Ritual, I will respond to it with an orange chant. All right, end of turn, we're gonna Dark Ritual. We're gonna brainstorm into turn. All right. We'll put back the 2 swords. Untap. We only need 1 swords for this deck. So let's ponder. Jeez. Several illusionists. Okay, we don't need any of these cards right now. Yeah, we're gonna shuffle. All right, we like that. Now we will fetch. Sure, you can certainly have a jack-o'-lantern. I'm not worried about a jack-o'-lantern. All right, end of turn, we're gonna get a green mana source in the form of Hedge Maze. We'll keep that on top. All right, like that. Let's do a little pondering here. Interesting. Okay. So let's see. Well, we don't want Memory's Journey. I think we'll just take the. Yeah, we'll take the vacuum. Use Ponder's ability. No. We're going to take the vacuum here and just put it into play. And that gives us a little bit of redundancy from some nonsense. And then we can consign to memory if we have to. We still have the Orm's Chant as an option against any other nonsense that they're going to do. We got to remember they can Belcher, so we don't want them getting to the like a Belcher situation as well. Ideally, we draw this Force of Will, and then we can play the Nadu with Force of Will backup. We're in a good spot here. It's a little dicey. Now we've got the Force of Will. We have Force of Will, and we have Ghost Vacuum, and we have a Swords. Like, I think we're in as good a spot as we can be in. We have to forward the board somehow. So let's do that. Green and blue. We've got the Force of Will. We've got the Ghost Vacuum. We have a Swords that we can untap with. I think that's as good a plan as we can possibly hope for. They got to draw a card here just to see if they can get into the game. And they still might be able to. They're thinking about it. I'm shields down right now. This is their one chance. We're going to let that go. They haven't seen the Swords, so that would be pretty interesting if they decide to play some fatty here. You know, there's that dinosaur that's like a 7/6 that makes you discard a card every turn. I would definitely let that resolve and then just Swords it and move on. Rotting Regisaur, I think, is the card. Unmask. Unmask is going to resolve. Okay, Force of Will goes. They've got a Balustrade Spy. It's going to resolve. Milling themselves. They've got 2 Narcomoebas. I think if I just get rid of a Narcomoeba, they lose the game. No cards in graveyard. You're going to get some guys. You get to rip my hand up. Oh no, I'm the worst. I'm so dumb. Failure. All right, I failed there. So stupid, Zach. Yeah, that was dumb. All right. Concede game. You screwed that up, Zach. Yeah, that was dumb. Have to realize that you learned a lesson. Okay. We're going to try this again. They got me on a mold of 4. You got to hand it to them. Okay. Real dumb on my part. I jumped the gun there. Lesson learned. I'm going to go first. Ew. Man. But, okay, we can do better than this. We're going to mulligan. That is better. We're going to keep. We'll get rid of the Narcomoeba. Land, pass. So what's cool about this is I can fade. I've got 2 pieces of interaction. Pay the 1. All right. I'm gonna send stuff back. I'm gonna send back lands. Make them have to work for it. Not that land yet. Come on. All right. We'll let them see our hand. We've got the Fairy Macabre. What do you take here? Like, worry about the Illusionist? Probably. Okay. Passing from here. Gotta be, right? Okay. All right. So, Poxwalkers and Undercity Informer go. I have to make them think that I have another blue card. Cabal Therapy. If the next 2 cards in their hand are Dark Ritual Balustrade Spy, I ate it bad here. But I think it was important that we learn this lesson, honestly. Of course, they're going to name Force of Negation. Yeah. Force of Negation is going to hit the yard. Consign to memory. Odd choice, but okay. Another Cabal Therapy. Force of Negation. Okay. All right. Well, I mean, here we are. I'll get the Meticulous Archive. We'll keep that on top. And we'll get a Hedge Maze next. and just try and see as many cards as we can. Opponent would need Dark Ritual plus Undercity Informer to get me, yeah, here we go. Balustrade Spy. God damn, they drew it, man. Better lucky than good, but also helps if your opponent is a moron like I am. So I ate it on that one. We're gonna put that on the bottom. All right, let them do their thing. They mill out their whole graveyard. They get 2 Narcomoebas. Then they cast Dread Return. Sure. Cabal Therapy me again, naming Tundra. Can't name. He said name a non-land card. Still named a non-land card anyhow. Nadu. Okay. And Dread Return for the Thassa's Oracle. All right, well, they got that one. We learned a valuable lesson there. Just wait. Hit the Oracle. What are you doing? All right, I lost the die roll finally. I don't think we can keep this hand as cool as it would be to have a turn 2. Fortunately, Dread Return is in my opener, so we're going to mulligan. All right, this is better. We'll put the Narcomoeba on bottom and keep it, and at least we can ponder. We have Force of Will. All right, we'll go ahead and ponder. Opponent played a Plains on their turn. Not loving that. Ugh. We're going to say any order. No. I think we don't shuffle here. I shouldn't have said any order, though. But at least I have the Plains. We actually want those lands right now. Okay, Caracas. Struggle one target non-bait. Yeah, we're gonna just counter that. We can't have that nonsense flying around. All right. Great. Let's chill here. We're gonna definitely try and get a let's see what we can do here. We should import. It's a legitimate strategy as much as I hate it. Aether Vial resolves. Sure. All right. I'm going to get Mystic Archive here. Meticulous Archive, I should say. We'll put that on top. Yeah, we'll put it on top. We'll make our opponent use these things. Make them nervous with a Cephalid Illusionist as well. Tap our white source. You got it. I'm going to play a white source. And we're going to run out Cephalid Illusionist just to scare them. That pretty much guarantees my opponent has to play a Swords of Plowshares, which will tax one of his mana. If I draw another land, I'll get to play Nadu. Maybe. Because they'll probably hit my green source. So I have to draw a green source here. Oh, okay. What are we doing? All right. We're hitting the green source. We're hitting the green source, I'm sure. Oh, okay. Yeah, right on. Yes. Okay. That seems wild as a choice. Oh, well, that's not where you want to be. In step. So they have to tap the white source, right? I'll tap that and swords that thing. All right. Well, at least putting them in a situation where they have to deal with the fact that Nadu exists. I'm not going to attack into their Aether Vial. That would be dumb. Yeah, there's a mom. They're going for 2. So what I like about this is I'm in a situation where they got a Caracas. What do we got? What are we drawing? Okay. Yep. Let them tap it. Okay. Well, let's brainstorm. Wow. Nothing we want there. All right. So let's put Nadu. Well, let's put Narcomoeba back for sure. Actually, let's put Nadu back. Nadu, and Narcomoeba. I'll attack with Nadu. Vialing in Stoneforge Mystic. Don't love that, but we will have Fairy Time Raveler to deal with whatever the Stoneforge Mystic gets. Assuming it's Kaldra complete. Umazawa's Jitte. Well, they have to cast it. They don't have to cast it. It's not ostensibly true. Here's the upkeep. All right. Let's play Fairy Time Raveler. Ravel. And we will bounce that back to the opponent's hand. Not in love with anything that's going on here. I don't like none of it. All right. Hate all of that, actually. That's actively terrible. Probably going to go to the next game. All right. Yeah, let's just go to the next game. It's not looking great for us there. Umazawa's Jitte was going to run us out of that game. So let's decide what we can do about some of that stuff. Let's do... I wish I had more removal somehow. Honestly, not a lot that is really useful here. I will take out a Force of Will. I almost feel like Daze is worthless against this deck, but it might be useful. Certainly on the play. I guess we bring in a Chant and let's remove 1 Misty. And we'll just go with that. Death and Taxes is not my my specialty as far as decks I need to be playing against. So we'll try and see what we're going with that. Obviously, our sideboard isn't set up for a world where Death and Taxes exists. Like I could play a Tamiyo if we're still counting down and play one less Urza Saga and submit. Like getting a Tamiyo out early and just running in is certainly a thing I can do. Not an ideal situation for me though. All right, I'll be on the play, obviously. Looking at this opener, I think we can do better than this. We're going to mulligan. All right. Treasure Turn goes to the bottom. We have a Brainstorm. We have a Nature's Chant. We have Nadu. We'll keep this. Done. Land. Pass. Open on Mom. We're going to crack this for a Tundra, and we'll Brainstorm. Maybe we hit a Daze. There's the Daze. Okay. Let's... Oh, and yet we got the... Wow. Okay, so let's do Nature's Chant Saga, and we'll Daze here. All right. Tundra... We're going to ponder. I mean, all right, let's do Nature's Chant on the bottom, and then Island, and then, there we go. We're not going to shuffle, and we'll keep playing Magic the Gathering here. Thalia's fine. I think Thalia messes with their plan as much as it messes with my plan, so that's fine for me. We'll pass. If we really need to Force of Will, we'll Swords Thalia first. That I don't like. So here's what we're going to do. Actually, let's let it be in play. Again, I don't mind Thalia right now. I've got the land. Jitte. You got it. That means in order to stop Jitte from being a problem, we do Urza Saga for... That's rough. Okay. So let's brainstorm here. See what our options are. Yeah, we have ways around that. Okay, so let's put okay, let's put Island, Urza Saga, Cavern of Souls. All right, turn ends. All right, so we'll put that at 2. We're gonna do this for wizards and green and blue. Yep. All right, I can't Force of Will anything right now, which is really not a big deal. Bounce that back. I get a land, and now I can Force of Will things. Not that I want to Force of Will that. I'm hoping here. Well, I mean, it doesn't really matter. Like, whatever my opponent hits here, what would be nice is, well, yeah, well, they're not going to get to attack in, so that's good. Yeah, can outvalue them with, gonna play Nadu. We're going to disrupt the Disruptor Flute. Wonderful. Okay, great. Unfortunately, I'm going to need more mana to do what I want to do. Now that I have Swords of Plowshares live, well, not live, but it'll be live next turn, my opponent will probably want to, now if they bounce this, it's really funny. Really awkward situation for my opponent here. Okay. So that's going to happen either way. So we're going to let that happen. Oh, sick. Love that. Okay, so now flagstones. Okay. Oh, because it's legendary. Sure. All right. So I will take the damage from her. Great. End of turn, we'll go get a Mystic Archive. Meticulous Archive. Why do I keep calling it Mystic Archive? Yeah, we'll keep that on top. Sick. Okay. Now, step 1 is plow. How do I want to pay for this? With blue mana, I guess. Plow that, and then Pithing Needle, which I should have done the other way. Yeah, of course. And I'll name Umazawa's Jitte, of course. And then blue mana. Okay. I'm pretty content with where I'm at right now. I've got swords, I've got Nature's Chant, I've got Prismatic Ending. I can stop a lot of what's going on the other side of the board. That's fine. I've once again gotten to the point where I have stuff I need to make things happen. If that's what my opponent is doing, cool with it. I can even get in some damage with the Shuko, which is hilarious. Hate that, but I think that they need to get rid of the Pithing Needle of the Shuko. Okay, sure. Worried about that. Okay, so I'll play a land. Love that. Okay, now we're going to attack. We can. Yeah, I think this is fine. That's where we want to be. Okay. Attacking with everybody. Love that. Yeah, I can take 4 or 5 damage. Let me draw a card, actually. What are you going to target with Flicker Wisp? Whatever you target, I'm killing. Let's get a Heads Maze. That goes in the graveyard. That for sure goes in the graveyard. Yeah, that's fine. Oh, okay. Well, let's do it. Cancel. Gotta pay 3 for this nonsense. Or I just play this white and play Prismatic Ending. Yeah, I'll play Prismatic Ending, targeting Thalia. I'll make them have it. Thalia, Caracas. I'll take it. Okay. Here comes the upkeep, tapping the Hedge Maze. You got it. Okay. I'm doing it. Do I win? I'm going to do the thing. Narcomoeba comes into play. The other Narcomoeba comes into play. They're just trying to eat my clock now. I'm out of cards in my deck. Let's look at our graveyard. Let's play Dread Return. Targeting Thassa's Oracle. Sack. I will pay the 1. 3 creatures. 1. A 2. A 3. It's a girl. All right, got that game. All right, so we had to play around some silly stuff here. We're on the draw now, so maybe we don't want days. We probably want Saga back in, maybe another Force of Will back in. Okay, we'll try it like that. We were in control of that entire game. For the most part, we were just looking for the combo. Being able to have a swords up against your opponent when they're not pressuring you much just kind of stops the whole Flicker Wisp shenanigans part of the deck. And if you can play against them and they don't have Aether Vial, you're like already a step up. So Dread Return in hand is not great, but we do like Brainstorm and all this other stuff. I think we're going to mulligan this just because the Dread Return's really not where we want to be, and we can afford a mulligan here. We're already down a card. We should look at 7 more cards. All right. I like this hand a little bit better. We'll put the we'll put the Force of Will on the bottom, I think. Will we? Let's put the Nadu on the bottom. We'll keep and put the Nadu on the bottom. Not that they're going to do much. Like, we have a lot that we can deal with on turn 1 because of the Prismatic Ending. I haven't seen any Wasteland yet, which is interesting, but I feel like maybe that's part of the, like, we're playing Flagstones part of the deck. I honestly don't know. They mulligan down to 6. Okay. So we're definitely going to get rid of the Aether Vial. Let's do the Savannah and just hit the Vial off the neck immediately. I just don't like Aether Vial in play. And it's already good because now they're down yet another card. So if we have to Force of Will something solid, next turn we play Saga. Oh, there is a Wasteland. All right, so they're going to Wasteland. That's okay. We actually were totally prepared for that. Mother of Runes is a little bit of a problem, but I think that's just kind of the cost of doing business right now. Yeah, there we go. We love that. Drew the swords right on time, like you do when you're playing a great deck that has great cards in it. So here's the thing. If an opponent has a follow-up Wasteland, we are in trouble. Although we don't know what's on top of our deck, so maybe that's good. I hate Thalia, but at the same time, like, it puts me in a better position because I can make. Oh, amazing. Don't fail me now, deck. Opponent's going to eat up the clock. I think actually what I want to do here is play swords. I do actually want to play swords here. Just keep them out of the game. They follow up with another Thalia. You got me. Yeah, there we go. Leave them in the dirt. Ooh, that's kind of great. All right, so I'm just going to toss that out there, and then next turn we'll do our thing. Okay, now I think this is the plan. All right, if they have the swords as their last card, they got us. Tap that for a mana. Tap that. Fairy Macabre. Get that and say Fairy Macabre. Going for it. Got there. All right. So we learned a valuable lesson in the last game. 3 and 2 is not bad, but we could have gone 4 and 1 had we just paid a little bit of attention to how we play against Oops All spells. Overall, I think we did pretty good this league. And we certainly learned a couple things. We learned how to play around Oops All spells a little bit better. And with that said, hey, thank you everybody for watching. Like, comment below, all that stuff, and we'll catch you on the next one. Before you go, I need some help. Please subscribe to this channel and do your part to help sustain the legacy content ecosystem. Just subscribing to this channel goes a long way to reminding YouTube that people love and support this format. Now, if you really want to go the extra mile, you should think about supporting us through Patreon. Both the links for subscription and Patreon are right here. And if you're listening on an audio format, you can go to patreon.com/eternaldurdles. Thanks so much for watching.